the teenage criminal?
What's that? I don't react. I've been acting and seeking key changes in the juvenile justice system in order to make certain that those who are chosen by themselves to be criminals in behavior, violent, will be in what we call secure placement, in other words, behind bars, for as long as is necessary to keep society safe from this kind of criminals. That's been my commitment. We've passed the most far-reaching juvenile justice system changes that took effect in March 1, 1977. I've recommended additional legislation to do more in this regard. In order to get it done and to keep society safe from this type of person, I need the legislature, the Republicans, to come back to Albany and pass my criminal justice package.
When you say as long as necessary, does that mean the rest of a young person's life?
Yes, if in the minds of the specialists in the field and psychiatrists, this person is unsafe to be on the streets, then that person will stay behind bars for the rest of that person's life. We're doing it. We're doing it to people who've never committed a crime, who are emotionally unstable, who are schizophrenic, and they haven't committed crimes, but they cannot be among society because they would do damage to themselves or others. And if we can do it to those who are innocent, then certainly those who have committed crimes of this kind cannot be free to roam the streets.
But under the current legislation as it exists right now, what can be done about this case? Because there is a 5-year maximum. Is there?
No, that's not quite true. That's not accurate. As it is now, where this person, to be in prison where he will be, under the youth division placement, then he's put in secure placement. That means in a cell and kept there for at least 18 months or longer if it's deemed necessary. Then he can stay there and can stay there for longer periods until he's 21 years of age. And during that period, at any time, the head of the Division for Youth, the person in charge, can go before the court and indicate that though the sentence is 5 years, he's unsafe to be on the street and keep him there. I propose to go further.
Are you going to personally get involved in this?
Of course the governor is personally involved in taking care of the laws of our society. I've been working with Majority Leader Stanley Fink, with the head of the key committees in the Assembly, Dick Gottfried, to get the changes in the criminal justice system that will take care of young criminals, career criminals, and get them before the courts without delay and get them sentenced and put them behind bars.
I mean this specific case. Are you going to get personally involved in it?
I have been. I've been involved since the day when, frankly, I said that our Division for Youth should never have turned this person loose. I have confidence in Peter Edelman, head of our Division for Youth. But this was a case where the system broke down. And when the system breaks down, you make sure it's not going to happen.
Previously, your position was, though, that juveniles could not be tried in adult courts. Are you now changing that position, Governor Carey?
Now, I'm not changing a position as to where they're to be tried. I want to leave the trials that will put people behind bars in the hands of the district attorneys. I have full confidence in them. But I want them to be able to have the courts open and necessarily clear so that they can get there without delay. That's the big problem. Justice delayed is what lets criminals believe that they can get away with things, and that's what we must change.
In this specific incident, what have you asked for this young man? How have you intervened?
We don't make laws with regard to a young person. We look at the system.
But have you intervened in this?
No, I do not intervene. The judge sentences the person. My job is to see that we have the kind of judges who will impose the sentences, so the sentences are long enough to keep the person there for as long as is necessary to make sure they don't prey on society again. And if by reason of youth we can't sentence, as they cannot be sentenced, they cannot be sentenced. Let me make that clear. You can't sentence someone who is that age, electric chair, so the death penalty is not the answer. Let me make that clear. When I vetoed that bill, the bill itself said that you couldn't do anything with regard to capital punishment for a person below 18. That's one more proof the death penalty will not stop a killer like this. What will stop him? It will stop him if he's behind bars and others see that a young person who commits a homicide will go behind bars and stay there perhaps for the rest of his natural life.
In this legislation that you say you specifically proposed, what does it entail?
It's not new. On May 17th of this year, I sent to the Senate and the Assembly my proposal, which includes stiffer penalties for juvenile crimes, placement in secure facilities, that means cells where they cannot get out. And I want as well to have fingerprinting, the records that judges will know when they have committed prior crimes, so they know that these are serious people they're dealing with.
What kind of maximum sentences does it call for?
As far as sentencing is concerned, as a practical matter, if this person is mentally unfit to be in society, sentence is unimportant. The person will stay within secure lockup for life.
Governor, as the head of a large family, how do you feel when you find that a 15-year-old adolescent has killed two people and could possibly be released in 18 months?
First of all, under the law, technically it's possible to be released in 18 months. Actually, that cannot happen and will not happen. But asking me as a father how I feel about the wasting of a youth, the wasting of 200,000 lives are at stake here, because in New York City alone, there are 200,000 truants who are not in school, not learning, out free indeed to create trouble and to create violence. That's the problem. And we're not going to reach them by putting them all in jail. We can't put 200,000 young people in jail. The real answer is to look at the educational system, teach them that crime will not pay, teach them that schooling will give them careers, provide jobs. That's the big job to be done. That's what I'm seeking to do by the economic change I'm finding and trying to put across in our state.
Specific case, getting back to this specific case.
This case has me outraged. I am aroused. I feel that it points up the failure of the criminal justice system that I've been talking about for 3.5 years. But it's fallen on deaf ears because the Republicans have gone home. They went home and will not pass the governor's crime package. I'm going to bring them back to tend to this kind of case.
When are you going to bring them back?
I'm going to choose a date when I know they'll be there, and they'll have no excuse not to come back and pass the crime laws that I want for this state.
Mid-July?
It'll be in July, of course.
A murderer is a murderer no matter what his age. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that a homicidal person who is going to commit another crime and has attacked his captors, those who are in charge of him, the guards, one who has attacked other inmates savagely, certainly is not the kind of a person who can return to the streets at any time.
Thank you, Governor.
Governor Carey, can you just tell us what you think about the passage of the aid bill?
Well, I'm jubilant because so many people work so hard. Mayor Koch, the delegation in the Congress, Pat Moynihan, who's speaking here tonight, our Senator Mario Biaggi, did a splendid job along with Jim Delaney and the members of the congressional delegation, our members on the Banking Committee, John LaFalce, and all the others who worked earnestly to get the right bill through. Now it goes to conference. I hope in the conference we'll be able to hold to President Carter's bill, which is the bill for New York. And then I look forward to a bill signing when we can say that New York has not only been saved, but now we have the kind of program which will allow us to stop paying so much money in interest and debt service and put our money for the things that New York needs in place. That is better education, some betterment of housing and health, taking care of security in our streets. All of these things are part of what Mayor Koch, I know, wants to do for our city. I'm delighted to see this day.
Disappointed by the $1.5 billion instead of the $2 billion?
No, because as a member of the House, I know the House has a position which is frankly a better bill. Senator Proxmire has passed the bill that he believes is a better bill. They now go to conference, and in the conference I hope that the House will prevail. As an old member of the House, I believe the House should prevail.
I talked to Senator Moynihan. He thinks a compromise is likely. It would be the first time there's a compromise. What's the least amount of money we can live with?
We can live, frankly, with the President's program. We're going to fight for the President's program. And certainly we can get by now because this is an ideal combination, which I've recommended along with Felix Roden and the mayor. It is both seasonal for our short-term needs and has a guarantee factor which can attract the investment of pension funds. So we have the kind of package that will attract the investment that New York needs.
How much money?
Well, as far as the actual dollars are concerned, I don't want to use dollar figures now because the two bills together will give us billions of dollars of credit which would otherwise not be available. This money multiplies because with credit standing provided by the federal government through guarantees, then we can put together the right package at the right interest rate that will allow us to save some money on paying off our debt.
1.5 billion be enough, though? Is that
No, not just 1.5. We need the seasonal. We have the 1.5. We want the guarantee level at a sufficiency. It's an in-and-out guarantee. And this is one of those complexities where the people really don't understand what the governor's been doing, what we've been doing with the mayor, because it's highly technical. But you'll find out when the president signs the bill, we'll all say, that's enough money to keep us going and more. It's enough money to get us now from survival back to revival in this city. It's going to be a great town as this bill goes through.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much. Come on. Speaker Steingut, Bernstein, Senator Governor Cooksack, all of the Democrats and guys here tonight. Here I am before you, sweet, accessible Hugh Carey. Here I am. Now let me do a little commercial. Now that you've got a party, we don't put out that really the door for everybody at $7 a head. That's a house deal. Because the manager of this banquet is a graduate of Niagara University in Niagara, New York. We carry from stay all the way, you know. And immediately following the proceedings, he will be accessible to all who want to look for regular or wedding. A testimony to be there to see God any night of the week. As he's bringing up a young family. He lives in Yonkers, New York. That's the Angelo Liberal thing right there. Ed, you know how we learned to say the city of New York. We're practicing to say Yonkers where Martin Wilson lives, right? That's how we did it. And they know around the state, as we go around, the importance now of having a Democratic leadership in this state that gives the people a little more to take home at the end of the day. They're beginning to feel for the first time like someone cares about this state because of the Democrats that are in Albany, New York. And that's what we're seeking to preserve. Now don't relax me, although I know you never do. You know the origin of Dominic Carmel? You know that he was born on Douglas Street, Brooklyn, just a few doors from where I was born in South Brooklyn. He's only temporarily in Suffolk County. He has ideas. We have with us tonight the leadership of this great party, and I hope before the night's over you realize we have here Morty Hayes from Nassau, the treasurer of the State Democratic Committee. Morty right there. So charming and totally accessible. I have a good job tonight. I have the task which is indeed a joy, because we have with us so many fine people. And I have Matilda with me tonight, Matilda Cuomo, who is at my side, and Mario will be here. He assured me he was coming tonight. And I can rely on the fact that he'll be here tonight. Because he's my political mentor now, I shall never make a mistake again. And I must take slight issue with those who say that I am a poor politician, that I have no gift of political craft. Have they forgotten? I was associated, not only associated, but one platform that had a 12 points leading the polls was going up to 25. He led the